So what do you tend to have in Starbucks?
A massive shite and then I leave. In fact, it's that big, they could have wrote my name on it.
Hello and welcome to the Glesga Dad podcast. Coming up this week.
Should be called Fud Bucks. Or Star Fuds. Star Fuds. It's good.
So Starbucks, they've got all these combinations you can get, and they've got a secret menu as well.
What's on that?
Can't tell you.
I'm a coffee master. What does that involve? Make sure the lid's on tight. Don't want people burning the fucking genitals after sale. Oh, aye, coffee master. Ooh.
And that's all still to come. But this episode, we're talking about everything Starbucks.
Well, how much do these coffees cost? Back in the day, the idea that you would pay £3 for a cup of coffee out of shop is just unheard of. It's mental. You boil a kettle, you get a jar of coffee, and you put it in a cup and you stir it and you make a cup of coffee and you do it in the house. The world's went mental.
Yeah, it's no £3. The average Starbucks is a £5.
A £5. The average... It's mental. No wonder everybody's skint. No wonder you've not got a pot to piss in. If you're paying a £5 for a coffee outside the house. Are you mental? You can get a jar of coffee for $1.99. I mean, if you get a shitey jar, you can maybe get one for 99 pence. I don't know. I buy the good stuff. I buy that Dow Egbert stuff.
No, see, I've got a pot to piss in, I've got my cup to piss in, and it's got my name on it, so I know it's my pish.
Hey, the cup will be getting repossessed soon because you've not got a pot to piss in. I'm telling you, paying a £5 for a coffee is mental. Mental. The world's mad.
So are you a Starbucks fan?
You don't see people like me in Starbucks. You don't see... Wait a minute.
Oh, you do?
I'm in the local greasy spoon. If I get a cup of coffee, it's in a mug that 1,000 people have drunk out of, right? Catching every known pathogen out of it, right? If I get a coffee outside, I get it in a cafe with a rolling sausage or a cooked breakfast or something like that. And it comes with a breakfast. It's included bacon, sausage, egg, totty scone, beans, black pudding, toast and coffee. Coffee, it's all.
The C&A breakfast.
There's whatever, aye. In the greasy spoon. But a £5, and you don't get anywhere. You just get it. Here's your coffee, a £5.
Well, it's a service, isn't it?
It's the service. What? Some guy in a wee windy as you drive through in your motor. A coffee please, no bother, there you go. What's your name so I can put your name on it? Fuck you, there you go. Fuck you, there's your coffee, a £5. Fuck you, thank you, fuck you, off.
Because you were saying people like you don't go into Starbucks.
Because I'm smart, you see. I don't go spending my money on shite, a load of shite.
But some people like you, they go in because now folk that would take all the sugar. Did you get that? You would see folk coming in and nicking all the sugar in the milks and...
You know what?
The sachets.
And not only are they trying to rob you for £5 for a coffee, but you've got every thieving bastard without a shred of dignity getting in and stealing the coffee and the milk portions. I mean, as if it isn't bad enough... Some pretentious fanny getting into Starbucks and going, oh, look at me with my laptop and my £5 coffee. I'm busy writing a novel. What's it about? About a sad bastard getting into Starbucks to kid on they're writing a novel. They're not writing a novel. They're writing a load of shite. They're probably going on Facebook and then looking at reels and they see a bit of scud coming up and says, oh, I need to get home for a chug. These people are bams, man. Don't go into Starbucks. It's full of bams. Look at me, I'm writing my novel, everybody. Oh, I'm sitting in the window so everybody out in the street knows I'm a fanny. Behave yourself. I don't really go. This has just been things I've seen as I'm passing.
I like to sit in but have a takeaway cup.
Well, that goes against your environmental credentials, doesn't it? Doesn't that fly in the face of your constant virtue signalling about people like me have wrecked the planet? So you drive up your electric motor.
It's a good thing.
And you're obviously your butt plug up your arse because you don't want to, add to global warming, and then you go in and you'd drink it out of a plastic cup, a paper cup.
Recyclable.
Recyclable, instead of a cup that can be washed and put back and used again, reused. You know what? You're a hypocrite. You're all hypocrites.
But it's if we need to go on the go, we take it with us.
As if we need to go on the go.
But if you get a call or whatever.
So you go out, you get a call. What? Who you, a fireman or something? Are you driving an ambulance, you fud? You've got to go. Who are you, the AA? What do you mean you've got to go? Hello? Can you bring in a loaf? Oh, quick, a bear. I'll phone the baker. Do you want to get that loaf ready? I'm just putting it in the oven now. Yeah, fanny. You mean you've got to go?
Well, sometimes...
In case they pap you for being a fud, you're all right, you're in good company. They're all fuds that go in there.
No, sometimes it gets too busy.
That's fud central.
I don't go in if it's a queue.
It should be called Fud Bucks.
But
or Star Fuds. Star Fuds. It's good.
I don't know if they would get as many folk in.
No. These people can't see themselves. Fuds are like vampires. They can't see themselves in the mirror. They have no reflection.
No.
You get that?
No.
They wouldn't reflect upon their life and go, maybe I'm a fud. Maybe I'm wasting my time showing the world what I want the world to see, that, oh, I'm a successful, lonely, driven, determined writer and I'm doing all right for myself because I can pay a £5 for a cup of coffee. You know what? They're probably there because they share a house with 8 other losers, right? And they've only got 3 rooms between them and they need to work shifts so they can get to bed to themselves. Fucking get a job, man.
Okay.
And stop going to Starbucks. Buy a jar of coffee and drink your coffee in the house. Buy a flask and then you can go out to the park and drink it.
So they've got 32,000 shops.
How many do they have outside Glasgow? There's 32,000 Starbucks.
In the world.
And how many fuds are in each one? That's 380 million fuds. There's 32 Starbucks in the whole world.
32,000 Starbucks.
32,000 Starbucks. Well, do you know what? We live in a world of wonder.
Do you know how much tax they paid in the UK? So they've made so far in the UK 3 billion revenue.
They've made 3 billion revenue. Wait, hold on. For the uninitiated, revenue is different from profit. Now, when you run a business, and he runs a business, it's called Glesga Productions, and running a business leads to the exploitation of some poor working class person, me. Anyway, when you run a business, you get turnover, which is the amount of money the business brings in. Now, and then there's profit, which is the amount that is made after everything in the business is paid for, right? Which is, I'm an employee of Glesga Productions, but his turnover is the same as his profit because I get fuck all, right? So he's not a good example to use. Turnover has got nothing to do with profit, and you only pay tax on profit, not turnover. So you're doing what most people do in the world. You're presenting figures as if they're facts when they're no, right? So the fact they made 3 million turnover has got nothing to do with the amount of tax they paid. My question for you is this: how much profit in the UK did they make?
This is like the worst accountants and finance standard grade list I've ever sat through. So the logo as well, you know the logo, the mermaid.
Is that what it is, the mermaid logo?
It's a wee mermaid, so they had to change that because she used to have her tits out when it first came.
Did she?
Aye. They had to grow her hair over her tits.
Right.
In the 90s.
Is that obscene or something? A wee cartoon of a pair of diddies?
Well, you can't have that in you.
All the things that's in the world today running about on the internet, and they're worried about a couple of nipples on a mermaid on a cup. Fair enough. I've seen the logo. If somebody showed me, I'd know what it was, but I've not taken any. I've never studied it. There's far better standards of pornography out there, I'm told.
Well, you know, reading about a murder in New York related to coffee the other day.
That was the thing. That was the guy's name was Pilmer, right? He was murdered in New York in the 90s by his wife and his brother-in-law. So his wife and his wife's brother it wasn't going well. Now, they were in some sort of other business. They'd inherited the business for his dad. But he'd opened up in the 90s. This is the thing. This guy, Pilmer, had opened up 2 coffee shops in New York. And his dad said, you're mental. What you doing opening up a coffee shop? You will never, ever have a person walking about the street with a cup of coffee. And that's what his dad said. But this guy opened up these 2 coffee shops anyway. And I don't know if that was the forerunner, but they called him, when you Google the case, it says coffee pioneer. So he was right there at the start of this takeaway coffee thing. I mean, it's obviously massive business. If they're doing $3 billion a year in Britain, right? But that just shows you, he was this guy, and he was murdered by his wife. And by the way, she got away with it for something like 30 odd years. Because they murdered him in his office, and then they'd no proof to connect him, and then eventually it was a cold case, and then they went back to it, and she ended up getting in jail, her and her brother, for murdering a guy. So that's neither here nor there. It's got nothing to do with Starbucks.
Well, it is a bit, because I was thinking, God, I'll need to watch my wife and my brother-in-law, because I've done well for myself. My dad's always talking shite, so I'll be fine.
Well, you're not really comparing like with like. I mean, done well in this day and age. I mean, we're only getting a couple of thousand people on the internet.
Aye.
We're the very best will in the world, though. Haven't we done well? Aye, we could probably buy, a Starbucks a month.
If we had an OnlyFans account, that'd be pretty bad.
An OnlyFans, listen, I've been teabagging Great Danes on the internet for months. Nobody's tuning in.
And talking about doing well, our Glasgow shows have sold out, but our next show is on Sunday, the 30th of June. Don't tell him they've sold out, or else we'll be wanting some money. But they have. So come and see us on the 30th of June, where I believe we've got, again, a very special guest. So our last guest was Jordan Young, and we kept it quiet, and the show still sold out, and he was great, wasn't he, Jordan? He was a great laugh.
Well, the truth is he wasn't originally booked. The truth is we'd originally booked Grado, but he's obviously busy. But Jordan was great. Jordan, a great guy, a great actor, and a handsome man. And as you know, I've done a couple of acting jobs. Well, if you'd watched it, you'll see that there are a couple of acting jobs with Jordan.
Well, you've got to be a Patreon subscriber in order to see that episode. So
are you?
Aye.
All right, there you go.
So we're launching our Patreon on Father's Day, which is June the 16th. That's a Sunday as well. So that's when we're going global.
The 16th of June?
The 16th
well,
of June.
I'll be in Germany then.
Aye, I know you'll be in Germany.
I'll be at the European Football Championships.
I don't tell them that, because I'll be putting videos out you've pre-recorded and they'll think you're in the house.
Right, I'm not going to the European Championships. I'm only kidding. So if you see me in Germany, it's no me, it's somebody that looks like me.
So we're going to take an instant coffee break now, because he'll no buy me a real one, the cheap bastard. And we're going to see what the live shows are like. So make sure you either come along to a live show, the next one's on the 30th of June, or sign up to our Patreon that launches on Father's Day. So without further ado, if you please put your hands together. You might have seen this guy on Scot Squad in River City. Put your hands together for Jordan Young.
You know him. You've seen him on your telly. He's not real. Hey. He's right in front of you now. You don't know him. Stay off the drugs, you bum, right?
I've seen him in there buying vapes.
You seen him in there. You never saw him. You never saw. I think you've been.
I've
vaping.
never bought a vape in my life.
I think you've been sitting all weekend smoking the console, pal. You just calm yourself. Right, now shut the fuck up. Let's go on with it, right? How'd you get him?
I saw him on the telly.
Well, how did you get? I mean, he's got. You've got an agent and all that.
I do.
Right, I mean, not an estate agent. I mean, am I getting fucking paid for this? He's expensive.
So I was a extra on Scot Squad.
You were an extra on Scot Squad?
No, that's not what you weren't an extra. You were a featured character. Come on, you're playing yourself down here. Come on now. Come on.
I'd leave that inspirational pish to me, right? He was a fucking extra.
Well, technically the scene get cut, so I was fuck all.
it's a sitcom, not a snuff movie, right?
Blowing your own smoke by saying an extra. What are you, fuck?
So welcome back. How was your break? All right.
Aye, great. You need a wee break.
So, Starbucks then. If you're not going to buy a £5 coffee, is there anything you like to overindulge in? Anything you'll spend
Well, you got a boozer, don't you? You get the boozers were the original coffee shops. But you will get some bossack in there with a laptop going, how are you doing? I'm writing my novel. They're more likely, if somebody's got a laptop and a boozer, they're fizzling the social. I don't remember ever seeing anybody in the pub with a computer. They would be looked upon with suspicion. Before you know it, you'd be just Googling mad stuff.
Unless they're trying to sell you the computer.
There's a good chance, actually, that the old
Do you remember
East End of Glasgow home shopping service would actually, more likely, somebody comes in and goes, you want to buy a computer? Where'd you get it? Out the house next door. So, no. Razor blades. Razor blades are a good one. If you're sitting in a boozer, do you want to buy some razor blades? The shoplifters have been up the Parkhead Forge. But I don't remember ever getting offered a laptop or a computer. Although there was a windy cleaner. He used to clean my windies years ago. And he said to me, are you looking for any computers? Because obviously he must have confused me with Bill Gates or somebody. And I says, no, I'm all right for the old computers. I'm fine. My plans for world domination are sufficient on just the one desktop. But he says, I can get you some. I says, no bother. So he had a side hustle on stolen computers, this windy cleaner. So God knows whose windies he was cleaning.
Talking about drinks, my sister always offers the window cleaner a coffee when he comes to do
Is that right?
That's a Scottish thing though. When a workie comes into your house, you want a tea or a coffee, innit?
Well, you know what, and I don't do that, and it's just an absent-minded thing. When somebody comes to the house, as you well know, I don't go, you want a cup of tea? I never, because I don't want one. Right, I don't want one. Right, and your mother used to say that, when people come in, you never offer them a cup of tea. And I'm going, well, you're fucking sitting there. You offer them. Maybe that's your job. I'm not absent-minded that way. And then they go, do you want a cup of tea? Only if you're making it. No, we've got somebody coming to the door in 5 minutes with them. Right, we're getting it delivered by Just Eat. Right, Uber Eats. So, I don't do that. Do you do that? You do that?
I would
do you do that? You offer.
Always offer. Aye, I would always say, do you want a tea or a coffee?
Aye.
And 50% of the time, they'll say...
And do I take one off you? When I'm doing yours, I don't know.
When you come over to me, you get one of my special pods.
I get a cup of coffee and tea bagged at the same time.
No, it's an espresso pod.
I know, it's one of the wee... They're great wee machines. They're great coffee. I mean, I like the coffees, they're really good.
So you only like it because you're not paying for it, though? You're getting it for free?
Well, it's nice to get something for nothing.
It's a marketing genius, so coffee machines with the pods.
Because you know you're going to have to come back and buy the pods.
That's right.
But it's keeping them clean. You got to keep them clean. That's the thing. Do you remember you had the Breville things and the George Foreman grills? Everybody bought these machines and they're great, right? So you get these Breville sandwich making machines, these toasty machines, and they make great pieces, right? And you put anything in them. But the problem is, you overfill them because you're a fat guy. So you're going, oh, you butter the thing on each side, right? And you place it down, and then you go, oh, get some sausages in it, some bacon, an egg, some beans, black pudding, right? You're making a serious piece, right? And then you put it, and then you press the thing down, and all the crap oozes out the side. And after a week, this thing's fucking clinging. This thing's disgusting. I mean, there's crap hanging off it, underneath it, bits of bean juice, bits of egg, flakes of sausage, and this thing needs fucking steam clean. You need to take it up to the couch, man, and get a guy to jet wash it. Like, this thing's fucked, and they're a bastard to wash. Because they've got lots of wee nooks and crannies, and they're a pain in the arse to wash. So you go, I love them, but I had to pop it in the bin. Because to eat with it, you're fucking killing yourself.
See, people forget you've got to put butter on the outside of the bread, though.
No, I didn't forget. That's how you make them.
Aye, but people do forget, so it all sticks to it. Because it
Aye.
doesn't tell you that. You don't buy one of these and it says to you in the instructions, make sure you spread butter on it.
Any sophisticated person knows that when you make a croque monsieur, right, which is a French ham and cheese sandwich, right, a croque monsieur, you get the bread and you butter the outside of the bread. And what you do, because you can do them in a frying pan, and then you put your ham, good ham, you know, deli ham, none of that shite out of a packet. The stuff out the deli, it's about £3 for a quarter pun, right? And then you get good cheese, maybe Gouda or, you know, Edam or something nice. And then you get the other piece and you put it on top and you butter that, and then you put it in the frying pan. And you toss it once or twice. Perfect croque monsieur. So you don't need one of these sandwich makers to make a croque monsieur. Now the problem is if you're filling it with a cooked breakfast and beans and all that, it's kind of hard to flip in the pan. It's going to end up a disaster. So keep it simple, people.
So what else would you pay a wee bit extra for then if I like a Starbucks?
Well, good whiskey. You know this. Good whiskey. You got to pay for quality. You got to pay for quality. Now the thing with all these Starbucks and places proudly roasting and all this bollocks, and they turn it into, when you get your coffee, they don't know, have a wee fern leaf and all this pish. So that's just a distraction to distract you away from the fact you're paying £5 for a coffee. Right, it's mental. I'm a barista. I went to barista school for 6 weeks in the Sorbonne or something. Right. It's pish.
There's a company that work in prisons and they're called Complete Roasters. And I think that's brilliant name.
They worked in prisons?
No, they make coffee within the prisons.
They make coffee in the prisons?
Aye.
They're making coffee in the jail?
Aye.
How do you make coffee in a jail?
Because they grind it.
They grind it in a jail?
Aye. And they're called Complete Roasters, which is brilliant.
Right. Well, that's for people who
They pack it
are of
on.
a vengeful nature, who believe that people in prison have to work all day for a penny an hour, and say, aye, serves them right. They're grinding my coffee. I wouldn't buy that. You know, in the 90s, Victoria's Secret products were made in prisons in America. The American Constitution, one of the amendments says the Constitution forbids cruel and unusual punishments. I can't remember what one it is, right? But surely you being in the jail for 15 years, never had a peep at a woman, dying for a bit of female human contact, sitting making a pair of silk crotchless knickers. Surely that in itself is cruel and unusual punishment. But can you imagine your lacy basques and sexy stuff and negligees and all that, and you're in the jail and you're going, fucking hell.
So Starbucks, they've got all these combinations you can get, and they've got a secret menu as well.
What's on that?
Can't tell you. They've got 87,000 combinations of what you can have in your coffee.
Whoa! Let's go to Starbucks. You know they've got 87,000 combination. They've got 100 million FUD sitting with a laptop, right? Now, see, you've swallowed the Kool-Aid, man. I've told you this before. You're a marketing guy's wet dream. If I get up in the morning and I put my left sock on before my right sock, and then put my pants on, then my trousers, left leg first and right leg, then I probably have 1,500 combinations of getting dressed in the morning. Whoa! Come and see Glesga Dad getting dressed. Whoa! It's bollocks. It means nothing. Nothing. And you're going, 87 pounds combination. What the fucking morons are under 87 pounds combination. I wonder what combination I'll see today. Fucking get a life.
Or order a tea.
There's a life out there. You should get one.
So like McDonald's and Starbucks, they've got different coloured aprons for where they are in their careers. So if it's black,
For where they are in their careers, they've got different colour. No career. If your career, look, no disrespect, when I started working, right, when you're just you in the door, you're the guy that makes the tea. And then you do that for 6 months, a year, and then a new boy comes in and he makes the tea. Because he's the new guy in the door. It's not a career. What do you do for a living? I make tea and coffee. Fair enough. Do you own it? No. I get minimum wage. I suppose it's shitier ways to make a living. But is that the some part of your life, your existence? If you're happy doing it, fine. A career. Oh, I'm senior barista today. Oh, nobody fucks with me.
well, it's coffee master you're called.
A coffee master.
Because you can ask that person about the types of coffee.
Wee, I'm a coffee master. Oh, in the pub. What do you do? I'm a coffee master. Oh, for fuck's sake. What do you do? I'm a harbour master. I control ships and boats and that coming in. Very important job. What do you do? I'm a coffee master. What does that involve? Make sure the lids are on tight. Don't want people burning the fucking genitals after sale. Oh, I coffee master. Oh, coffee master. I am the coffee master. Hey, coffee master, you fucking loser. See if you don't stick in at school, it's maybe a good job for you. You might make coffee master. Or coffee field marshal. I'm the coffee field marshal.
So people say, like, fair trade coffee, you've got to buy that because then the people actually making it abroad
Yeah, get a fair
share.
price for it. As they Google where it came from on their iPhone, which is made in a Chinese sweatshop. With some Wayne that's paid a mojo a fucking month. Aye, well, that makes sense to me. That's a great idea. You're all hypocrites. You're all virtue signalling wankers. Oh, yes. Live your life. Huck's sake. Try and do the right thing. God almighty.
You get a coffee at Greg's for about £1.
Well, you can't beat Greg's. I mean, they opened up the Greg's. They opened up a Greg's at the airport. Do you know that?
Aye, saw
They opened
that.
up a Greg's. And it was like a neutron bomb in the airport, man, because nobody else sold anything. Because everybody was getting into Greg's and getting sausage rolls and whatever Greg's makes, steak bakes and everything, and coffees and rolls, and they were getting all the business. And all the other businesses in there that have been ripping everybody off for decades got the shaft. Good on you, old Greg's, striking a blow for the common man.
Greg's on the run now.
They had to get out the airport because nobody else was selling anything.
That's why they've got in service stations, they're outside now as well.
Is that right?
If you go to a service station and there's a Greg's that's outside, because they obviously want people to go in.
Because you need a pish first. And you go in for a pish, you go, oh, I'm in here now. I'll just buy a sandwich for a meal deal for, what is it, £6?
Aye.
Where I could go into Greg's. But I think the prices are dearer on Greg's and motorway service stations. I think it's dearer.
Aye, I would think so.
Innit?
I was £35 to charge my motor at
£35 to charge your motor.
with 40%.
How long does that get you? How far does that get you?
40%, it gets me about 70 miles.
70 mile.
It's not-
35 quid.
Aye, 70 to 80 miles.
I was £100 for a full tank of diesel and I drove to fucking Milan. One sitting, right. I drove my motor from Glesga to Southampton and I still had a quarter tank left. In fact, I went from Glasgow to Edinburgh to Southampton and that's 500 mile and I still had diesel left there. So getting it up, yeah.
Well, I drove to the Lake District the other day and I still...
Aye, and you weren't able to come back, you fud.
No,
Right, you were sitting down there going, how can I charge my motor? Oh, maybe I'll do some star jumps on the bonnet, you fucking idiot. Maybe I can get it charged up with kinetic energy. Ooh, the power of stupidity. Ooh, that's it fully charged. If it ran on stupidity, these things would never break down.
No, I charged...
These things would run forever. How's it powered? The power of fuckwittery. Well, you'll fucking drive around the world constantly. Never break down.
No, I had a Starbucks while it was charging.
Good on you.
Did.
Good on you. Might as well.
So I had £35 to charge my motor and a fiver for a Starbucks.
No wonder you're always broke.
I know.
Son, you should listen to your old dad. Keep it simple.
So I don't know about you, but I'm calling a tea break this time. And that's the end of the show. Before we go, we're going to show a clip that you decided was the best from last week. Dad, are all your smoke alarms linked in?
No, but I think one of them's on Facebook. Fuck off.
Now make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell button in particular on YouTube, and it will notify you when we upload a new video. And remember also you can visit glesga.com for all upcoming shows in Glasgow and at the Edinburgh Fringe.
And we're big on Facebook and on X, which everybody knows is Twitter. And what else we on?
We're on Instagram.
We're everywhere, like Starbucks, but there's nobody with a laptop sitting inside me.
And make sure you tune in to Glesga Dad next week. And if you enjoyed the show, tell your friends. But if you didn't,
fuck off.
So what do you tend to have in Starbucks?
A massive shite and then I leave.